Hello everybody and welcome to the Halloween Play Challenge for 2017. This is my challenge for the design team for Aunty Vera Scrap and Craft. I decided to challenge myself to do something that I've never done before, and that is to make Halloween stuff. And so I've ordered a few things from Vera, and here I am doing a challenge for you all. So I started off, if you watched my unboxing, you saw that I got some of these xxAmira dies brand new for this season from Tim Holtz. I thought I'd start off with this haunted house. Now this thing is magnificent. It's big. Look how big it is. So this is a 4 1/4 by 5.5 card front, and it takes up the whole thing. So it's pretty spectacular. So I am going to try and do it justice. So this is watercolor paper that I'm using here, and I decided to go for my inks. I have a whole lot more inks than I do oxides, but you definitely can do it in oxides, but I thought I'd start off with my inks. So what I have here is Spiced Marmalade, Wilted Violet, Dusty Concord, and Black Soot. Mainly I wanted to do inks because I love that Dusty Concord color, and I don't have that in the oxide, so I thought I'd give the inks a go first. So to start off with, I'm using my blending tool, using the lightest first, and then going down like in darkness, increasing in darkness till I get to the black at the very bottom. And my first application is pretty rough, but I'm just laying down the colors first, and then as I lay the darker color down and try to blend it through, then I go back in with the lighter color to try to blend the edges. So my first time round, I'm just getting a feel for how the color is going, and I've just forwarded it through a little bit here just to save you some time. But yeah, going back and blending with the lighter color across each section just to blend it in. So that's going to be my background. Now I do have this like glitter foam, which is really amazing. I've had it for a while, and I've never known what to do with it, but look, it makes the most amazing haunted house. So yeah, it's so cool. And I've also die cut the bats out of that thick that glitter foam as well. So that is looking really nice already. Now what I did want to do is I wanted to make those windows glowing, so it looks like all the lights in the haunted house are on. So I've just got some scrap paper there, grabbing my Distress Oxide in the fossilized amber color, and I'm just swiping it across to make a really beautiful like yellow. And just like that, you can now while that's drying, I thought I'd try with the Distress Oxides. Now I don't have an orange in that color, which is again why I didn't do it in the beginning. But so what I'm doing here is I've put down a layer of abandoned coral, and then I'm going in with the wild honey to mix it, and it actually comes really close to the spiced marmalade. So I'm really happy that I tried. So now I can say I have an orange in the Distress Oxide. The other thing I don't have is the Wilted Violet in the oxide. So I use the Seedless Preserves, and it's a different kind of purple. But you know what? It's okay. It doesn't matter. Plus, these oxides are really juicy, very saturated. My inks maybe need re-inking. Or I think it's just the formulation of the oxides really awesome. So I'm blending it back in, going in with a lighter color. I'm also using like another paper to hold on to it, because my fingerprints just kept going into there. So while this was drying, I went back to the first card and I put down some double-sided sticky tape just so I can start putting this on. And as I did this, I thought I had a great idea for another card, and I'll show you in a little while. So I'm just fussy cutting the edges. It actually wasn't so bad, fussy cutting. You're just cutting around the edges, so you're just cutting it just within the outside of the haunted house. So don't think that it was a nightmare to fussy cut. It was amazing. And look at that, the house is glowing, the lights are on, people are home. So cool, look at this. It's like coming alive before my eyes, and I was so happy making this. I'm cutting out the moon now, and I also cut out like some like craft cardstock just so that the moon was a little bit thicker than usual. And I had a little visitor who was annoying and kept making things fall all over my desk and fluffing his tail on my face. He's so naughty. So I did end up putting him down because I was I had bats on the loose here. So what I did want to do is I wanted the bats to be like in the foreground of the moon. Now, I have this package from a friend. I wonder if this is from you, Leanne. I just found the most perfect accessory. This little fence is amazing, and that like signpost is it's just the right size for this. And that huge moon is too big, but I want to be using that for something Halloween, I know for sure. So just need to find out where this little fence came from because I need to buy it. It's really, really cool. So I did find one that was like all the way in one piece. Someone had die cut it for me, and then so I just put some glue on either side, and I made it like bendy around the house. So I really like how that it kind of curved and gave the card like a curve. It's lovely in real life. So just gluing down that formation, the moon, and the bats. The only problem I have is the seepage. Like I try to put the smallest amount of glue on, just still get seepage, and then it comes through onto your pigment background. But it's okay. It's not perfect, but I need to use less glue, even though that fine applicator hardly uses any glue. I love those bats. They're amazing. All right, and then here we go now with the signpost. I just put some foam tape there to hold it up, and it's going to go there on the right hand side. I just love this card. I love this die set actually. So yeah, so after a little while everything kind of dried up, so I took those clips off, cut a little bit of the bottom off the signpost, and here's my dilemma. I thought, do I go with the white card or do I go with the black? And I asked one kid, and one kid said black. I asked the other kid, and one kid said white, so I just went with black. Just go with black. Now I have these Tim Holtz Ideology Halloween stickers, and there's like 4 pages in these. I love these things. They really saved my life. So I agonized as usual over, what story I'm telling here. And actually my son is the one that gave me the clue for what to do here. He said, just put house numbers. He said, put one house numbers pointing to the right and one house number pointing to the left. Because we're always looking for house numbers because we're always dropping him off at his friend's house. And we're like, is this the number? Is this the number? So this was really funny. As soon as he said that, I laughed. There's also another sticker at the bottom there that says haunted for life. And I went, yeah, that's perfect. And I thought, should I put it up in the middle of the house there? There's a space, almost like there's a space for a label. Should I put it up the top left or down the bottom there? But it looks good on the gate. I think it looks great. I'm so happy with this card. It's really beautiful. Now I just wanted to show you, so going back to the oxide background, this is the idea I had. I thought of, I cut out a circle, just used one of my circle dies, colored it in with fossilized amber, and it just looks like full moon rising. I had this vision of this, and I went with it for my second background, and look how amazing this looks. I did the same thing with the signpost. I put it on the other side now, pointing towards the haunted house, and it's just so funny. Like, this is the office. Imagine if you're like going for a job interview and you're looking for a street number, and then it says this way to the office, and the office is open day and night, and you've arrived at this job interview and you realize that it's a haunted house. Would you go in for your interview or not? The other thing is, though, is that circle, it kind of really covers up your background. So Uh, Maybe I should have used a smaller circle, but it's okay now. I don't mind either way. And I love scattering the bats on either side of the house, and that one on the right, that looks really great. So that's my two cards, you guys. I just love how they turned out. So my challenge to you for this first video is try a background color. In maybe these Halloween colors. If you've never done Halloween before, try these orange, purple, black combination and see if you can achieve that kind of background. And yeah, do something Halloween, do something different. Challenge yourself this year. Okay, so that's it from me. I'll see you in my next video. Have a nice day.